barber is still an advisor or patient listener to affairs in the lives of his customers.
And jeans back then were $50. There were some $50 jeans back then. I've been known to talk too much. Luckily, I'm too busy to keep them in the chair, torture them too long, so.
Yes.
Help me out here. Would you like some hairspray? When I've been here 25 years, and after 10 years, the owner, Chester George, passed away. And I bought it from his wife. And so I went down to the courthouse to get some information and history on it. And so they said they didn't have much on it because I guess the north side of the square, where it was originally located at, had caught fire. And a lot of paperwork got burned up. So these are the only photos that they had that I had enlarged to put up there because it was just directly across the street on the north side where the shop stood. So
it's important, and I enjoy coming down here. I'm down here. I actually start every morning at 7 o'clock. I start 2 hours earlier than the hours on the business store there because I got customers who want to get their haircut before they go to work and early risers. So.
Well, I would assume just the people. We just all, because sitting around, people get to know each other, and it's just more of a one-on-one relationship, like family. It's just different people coming in all the time, and it's just a closeness about it, which makes it special.
Like I said, I've known him a lot of years, and he gives a good quality haircut. Personality is good. I enjoy catching up with him and think of him as a friend. So it's yes to get a haircut, but it's also it checks a social aspect too.
But we have our days when it's easy, and then days that we're staying pretty steady. But I think sometimes it feels harder just because you're getting older. So. But anyway, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. It's been really good to me. I don't know. I always thought if you treat people right and you be sweet to them and be good, and they feel comfortable. And that's what matters, is how they feel when they sit in this chair. Do you feel comfortable?
No.
Do you feel comfortable?
Yes, I do.
So anyway.
For real?
Calvin? So Monday 21.
Come Monday, which is both Inauguration Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
My name is Shalon Brown. I am the supervisor of the MLK Recreation Center as well as the American Legion Hall Senior Center. Can I have your attention, please? I see the media is in the house, so thank you all so much. Please try to stay warm. I can remember being a student at the University of North Texas, and we had these marches. We marched rain, snow, sleet. We were here, and that had to be almost 30 years ago.
Okay, wait. Let me take a picture. We
Good morning, everybody. All right, everybody, we're marching. We're leading. Just for the light of mine. Light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Sing, y'all. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Keep on walking. Keep on talking. Marching to the freedom line. Ain't gonna let go of that.
today we'll have a program, we'll have a speaker, we'll have different people, music artists, and it's all important just to come together as a community and remember that we're stronger together. Remember that we all have challenges and how the community can fill those gaps in our lives. It's just really important to come together in fellowship to remember Dr. King and remember the goal of unity.
Head held high, our arms are open wide.
As we look at this generation, we see a continued fight for racial equality, social justice, and human rights.
Democracy is not a static institution, but rather an ongoing, living process.
Yes.
It requires participation, vigilance, and constant nurturing. Like all fragile systems, democracy faces many threats: corruption, disenfranchisement, misinformation, and even the erosion of civil liberties.
When I saw the crowd, I was so amazed to see how many people came and turned out with the weather being bad. So I'm so pleased and grateful to everyone that was able to get out in this type of weather. And I'm totally shocked to see this many people here.
Just being able to be in a community, be a role model to other younger guys coming up, seeing that like you can do great things, you can get the community involved, you can do community service, you can give back to the people, and you don't have to ask for anything. You can it's just you doing it because of the love in your heart.
Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
But then it was known as Freemantown. But when they left Dallas and came to Denton, they settled all over in this area.
The song that I came into when we got here on the march, they were singing, "We Shall Overcome." When I was younger, I just didn't like the song because it didn't look like we were ever going to overcome. But if we make up in our minds today that we will be the change, we will overcome.
You just keep pushing forward like the way we're doing now, like how we did this march. We all came together as a community, planned the march. And you just do it. That's how you keep moving forward, doing things like this. Especially making sure you come together with the people in your community, no matter what color, no matter what race, just making sure that y'all all have the same goal in mind.
I think for me, I can't put a vision per se on, or rather prophesied what the future may be, but I think that as long as we understand that it is imperative to be the change that we want to see, I think that's how we can map out what our future looks like as we are going towards it, you know what I mean? So I don't know what the future may bring or what it looks like, but I definitely want to be the change that I want to see, building those community relationships as discussed today, building that foundation, scholarship, the service and everything like that. So just being the change that we want to see.
Examiner has identified a homeless man.
Firefighters pulled a man's body from this retention pond.
Multi-million-dollar effort to build a community of tiny cottages for the chronic homeless is now in full swing, sitting in the shadow of downtown Dallas.
If you're sitting around, you'll be asked to move on. And, you know, there's no place to go to the bathroom, no place to get any water. The one cooler we did have in Quakertown is gone because the city went after us about that one. They're trying to get us to get rid of the next closest one on McKinney and Bell. Ask me questions. That's easier. Yeah. And if you can get me in a position where my turtleneck's not showing, that'd be great. You look great. I'll try to keep my chin up. I am Jane Piper Lunt. I'm the founder and director of Denton Basic Services Center. We help keep people housed on the edge, and we help the homeless. And our main goal is to build a tiny house village for our homeless. We've got, my landlord told me this morning, you got to get all this crap off your porch. We used to be able to take tons of stuff to people in weather like this. We can't find them, you know? And, you know, there were known camps. We can't find, they're not there anymore.
Hi.
Are you on the street? Okay, there you go. I'm Jane. Is there anything you need?
As long as you're not Calamity Jane.
Well,
he has not great records of being on the streets. He's a little rough around the edges, but he got.
Yeah, I used to be one of the rough people out there on the streets that you see around the parks and the
He's one
library and Denton and stuff. Like I know all those people out there. I know I was out homeless off and on for 10 years. I was addicted to drugs. My whole life was just in chaos. Yeah. And a lot of the services they have in the Denton area, I mean, sure they'll help you a little bit, but not like what people need.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see here, we also have a major amount of jackets. It's very easy to go through jackets when you're living on the streets. I mean, like, stuff gets stained. We got a lot of people that get rained on, get sleeted on. Right here as well. And another big type of clothes we try to hang on to is nicer clothes. We always have to be very careful and on timing. It's one of the reasons why we can only accept places that are, vindicated, official places that have gone through the Texas Health Codes. Staff shelf right here where we have the, where we get some of the most random things that we don't, that either it's not enough for us to be, that we don't have enough to give it out to all of our guests, or it's just such a random flavor we don't think anyone's gonna like it, and so we just have the staff be the guinea pigs and, try the Mighty Mango naked or something like that. You want me to look at the camera or just pass to you? It's up to you. Okay. So my name is Evan Suttle, and I work for Our Daily Bread. I'm the volunteer coordinator. Among other things, we all kind of share a lot of duties here, but my job is to mainly manage and supervise all the different volunteer departments, help bring in some more community involvement, and also part of the company development team, where we're trying to get as much exposure and our message and everything out there. We're what's known as low barrier. You may have heard that before, but if you don't know what low barrier means, it means basically you do not. It is not required for you to apply here. We do not require identification papers. If you don't have a social security, or if you don't have a driver's license or papers of any kind, we can still take you as you are. We have case managers that can help you get that sort of thing. We also, if you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs, we will make very certain that you don't have any of that stuff on you, but we will still take you as you are in whatever state you are. Our main job here is to preserve survival for one, but also dignity.
Their immediate problem is we don't have a place to go to the bathroom. I mean, can you imagine what that's like? We don't, that's not even a consideration for us. I mean, the fundamentals of what we take for granted is their daily problem. They're in what we call a survival mode. When they go into a shelter or something and they go, okay, what's your housing plan? That's a dream they haven't even thought of in months. Anyways, okay, let me go get your card. And hi, I need a gift certificate, please.
Yes. For how many? For how much?
75.
75? Yep.
Thank you so much. That should last you a little while. I don't, but I can go get you something.
You talking about a car race? You want a pop or something?
Oh, a hamburger?
I can get you a hamburger. What you want? You're not allowed to, man. He put you out, remember?
Yeah, he'd be
That's
good.
what it's like.
A lot of people don't get chances, you know. And I think if a lot more people were more open to actually be helpful and gave people chances, you know.
To just be more human.
Because he didn't know me, and he gave me a chance. Have I disappointed you yet?
Not completely.
See, and for me, like I had a job, I had a house, car, and everything, you know, and it just took one wrong circumstance, you know, for me to lose it all. I mean, you can lose it all in the blink of an eye. You get out of work, you can't pay your bills. Next thing you know, you're out on the streets, and then to really come back from that sometimes is really hard.
Like when I was married for 14 years, never had ever thought I would ever face homelessness, ever. He was able to afford a lawyer. I did not have a job because he wouldn't allow me to work the whole 14 years that we were married. He hired a really good lawyer, and I couldn't afford anything. So when the divorce was done, his lawyer came and she collected the keys to my car and my cell phone. And I was like astonished, and I was like, that didn't just happen. And so she had to show me in the paperwork where I had signed and didn't know I had signed over everything that I had. Everything to him.
I tell people I'm not homeless. I'm in a homeless circumstance.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, you know, homelessness, especially in the minds of these people here, it's a whole stigma.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how people react to you the moment they find out that you're homeless if you don't immediately look homeless.
You have signs on your windows that said no public restrooms available. You got those freaking signs that the city manager put up that said public restrooms at Quakertown Park. When they put those signs up, those bathrooms have been locked for a year.
Because things get so twisted when you're living on the streets, I think people too easily see those living differently from them as a different species. That's no way for measuring a part of humanity. If you look at everything mentally and psychologically as being on a spectrum, everyone has something going on or whatnot. You want to see how any of our own neurodivergence gets exacerbated, you throw in desperation. So I would say it's the circumstances around them more than the people that cause this sort of thing. I mean, people make their own choices. They have the capacity to make their own choices, yes, but you got to understand just how difficult those choices can be when you're on the streets.
They need help readjusting away from what they've known to back to what they might have known at one time. I think another problem is most of these agencies are not trained on homelessness, and there's an online training that's amazing. And so they don't know the figures. When you have a city official who makes shit up, I mean, when that person is talking, you can tell she's making it up as she's saying it, you know. And what do you do? Unless you've got somebody like me harping on you and educating you and telling you what the real problems are, and then the experts out there saying the exact opposite, you know, who are you going to listen to? Who am I? You know, one lone voice.
Yeah, and a lot of them people out there don't have any family whatsoever. A lot of them are not even from Denton.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. A lot of them are from
Valley View.
well, no, there's some they're from all the way up from
Yeah.
New York and Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and it's like, how did you end up here in Denton?
Yep.
And a lot of them, and I know personally, once you get to Denton, it's hard to get out. It is.
Yeah, everyone says that. Like, the homeless community is really, really hard to get out of Denton in the homeless community.
Other cities who actually do stuff, they have a city committee on homelessness, and they do stuff. We have a guy on our board who runs 2 tiny house villages in Bellingham, Washington. And his city has that, and they all coordinate. and they actually work, you know. And they've got Bellingham has less than 100,000 people in there, and they have 3 tiny house villages and several shelters.
Yeah, so my name is Doug Gustafson, and in this capacity, I am chairman of Homes Now Not Later, a 501c3 nonprofit in Western Washington, Bellingham, Washington. We manage 2 tiny home villages in Bellingham for people experiencing homelessness, but we do so with, but they are self-managed, self-run, and we have no paid staff, and it's all volunteer. So probably I'd say about 180 people have come through out of the over the years, and at about a 58% success rate. Now, what about the other 42%? That is a mix of some people they don't like the community living aspect, and they are like, okay, this isn't for me, and then you have like the other half of the group that was asked to leave for like they couldn't follow the rules, or they couldn't, you know, like we're talking like drug use or. Sure.
It's not a complicated issue, but it is involved, and it has simple solutions, you know. I mean, we've been trying for 9 years to get this tiny house village built. We want to build 150 homes, and I have a plan that could solve homelessness here in 3 years, and was required to be in a meeting with a bunch of nonprofit heads and city officials, and I started to go on about to explain my program of how it could be solved, and I got interrupted by the head of a big organization, and he wouldn't let me keep going because they don't want it solved. They're making money on it.
Okay, so there was quite a few roadblocks. At first, the city didn't want to work with us, and it was kind of an adversarial relationship. We were going to like city council meetings and stuff and being like, hey, you guys should let us set up, you know, a village because we're trying to help people and this is a problem, and they wouldn't do it. So what Jim did was he said, if you don't give us a village, we will set up a camp on City Hall. And then they did not want that, and then that's when the next day they contacted us and said they wanted to talk.
Because they believe these are lazy people who want to take advantage of people. And to be honest, because they're Republicans. They've got that attitude of that American independence, you know, and if I can do it, you can do it. That's the problem. We're a red state. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. And I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Eisenhower Republican.
You don't want him. Then my wife went through 4 years of cancer off and on, and it finally took its toll, and she died June of this year. And then not too long after she passed, Cleta come up the door, and I got talking to him, noticed they was homeless. I said, you know what, I got 2 extra bedrooms, y'all stay here till you get your feet on the ground, you know.
That was what led me into modeling, and thank God.
Couldn't be if you were pretty.
Because that's how that helped us out.
People are crossing the street automatically. I do I have a sign on me that says homeless or something? Like.
When I finally gave in to God and said, okay, I'll do this, but I don't want it. That's when I got my education. I mean, I've had homeless people just show up at my door, you know? I mean, I'm supposed to be doing this, and I can't do anything less. And now I love them.
Sound pretty good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
They did background checks. Well, Manuel, look.
Rich?
Dude, I've got like 1 day off for like 11 days.
Oh.
I've just worked 7 days. It's my mom's birthday. And all the day I've just been running fucking errands for her, but trying to do all the shit that I'm trying to fucking do.
I'm sorry, man. You don't have to.
No. I want to do. I want to make this work. I want to do
It'll
it.
be cool,
Yeah. I'm Richard Haskins. I sing in the Wee Beasties. Damn, I got holes in my foot. I used to get holes in my pants from cigarette burns. I learned how to not do that. But I was working on a car and I pulled a battery out and I got battery acid on me.
Oh, shoot.
I'm kind of in this weird cusp where like I'm a full-time musician, but I still have to like work to be a person. I got here in the summer of '94. My parents just got divorced. I like hated being here like the first couple years until I started realizing that there's like art and music everywhere and that it was paradise.
Joey! There we go. We were just killing time talking about radiators.
Dude, thank you so
Radiators.
much.
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
It's a Martin.
Oh, what? Dude.
She's pretty.
I might do one I wrote in the county jail. I'd gotten arrested. Well, I guess I robbed a bank on December 7th of 2012, and I turned myself in the next day. Some friends and stuff like bonded me out like 8 days later. I think I actually wrote this one when I went back. Damn, I should have grabbed some water. They ended up putting me like on 10 years of probation, which like was not gonna work. I mean, I did not live the lifestyle that was like conducive to like showing up places on time, and so they would rearrest me ever so often, and I'd spend like 4 months in jail, and then they'd like re-release me like that, back on probation, like that was gonna be better. Like, well, now we've made it to where you don't have a job or a place to live or a phone or anything. Let's re-release you and see how that goes. And this is just like one of those like 3-chord country songs about being in jail. You ready? Keep me out of prison. Keep me out of jail. I'm weary and I'm tired, and I can't make my bail. These walls will take my soul right out of me. Oh, I can't suffer through this one more minute. I don't want to be here. This is a mistake. I'm weary and I'm tired, 'cause the guards keep me awake, and I am full of thoughts of only you, and you can't afford to take the collect calls they give me. These walls, these fucking walls, these walls, these goddamn walls know me. Oh, mom, don't find out. Oh, my dad, don't find out. Oh, please. Oh, please. That was quite a big hit on Pot 11. Did you get it? Then I give them back to you. So now as I got you think a bill is gonna fix you.